Hey, what's going on, you guys? So, this is gonna seem like a kind of complicated tutorial, which if you've never done commands, this will be complicated, and I would highly recommend, getting better at commands before you try something like this. So, this is the simplest way of making a random tile generator. So you can use this for like making maps that involve like a, a battle arena or something. I've used like this kind of tile system in multiple maps, and it's worked flawlessly. Um, in fact, I might make another video where I showcase all of my maps, and that map that I have with this kind of tile generation is in it. But the idea is it will use these armor stands here. They are named tile. I just have, as my example, I have them in a 3 by 3 kind of tile, and all of these tiles get a random score from 1 to 4, and whatever score they get is it places a tile above them. So whenever they get that score, then that's what tile they get. So for example, green is 1, yellow is 2, orange is 3, and red is 4, right? And so it basically gives them a number, and whatever number they get is the tile that spawns above them. And then I just have 2 chests that are given to 3 of these armor stands, and then it either has a diamond sword or a netherite sword in the chests. So it's just completely random. And so these are all the commands you need. So these just reset the platform, so it just makes it empty. The first one is just a fill. All it is filling from this coordinate to this coordinate here, and where that block is, and then it just fills this to white concrete, and then the one above it just fills from here to here, and it fills that to air, kind of like if you see that block over there. Once I press this button, it's gone. So that's basically what that does. And all of these spawn the tiles. So how this works in my map will be probably totally different from how your map works. I would highly recommend for your tiles to make them a lot bigger. I just have mine as a 3 by 3 as just to make it easier on you guys to see my like example of generation. If I were you, if you're gonna make like a randomly generated world, you're gonna want bigger tiles, and you're gonna want a ticking area. And what that is whatever is inside that ticking area can be will work no matter where you are in the world. You could be across the world, and if a command or a mob is in that ticking area, then it will technically be in your render distance. That's what ticking areas do. So I would watch a tutorial on how to use ticking areas just so you can use this generation in a bigger area. So, because you're going to need ticking areas to make this work in a bigger scale. So I'll get started with the commands here. So we're going to start with the first one. So 0 tick, and then just impulse, and the rest of these are just chains. So this one, it's using scoreboard, and it does a random score at E, which is all the armor stands, and I just have them named as tile, and the score I used is tile. So if you go here, all you need to do is slash scoreboard objectives, right? Add tile, and then you'll do dummy. And then you're going to want another score that's called tile chest, and then dummy. And then I already have that created, so it'll say that for me. So yeah, then you'll just do, my example is 1 to 4. You can have a lot more tiles, but this is just what I'm doing for my example. So I just have tile 1 to 4. The next one, this is actually loading the structure. So it's executing on the tile, alright? So name equals tile. Score equals tile 1, so this is the green tile. And to actually load these correctly, you're going to want to make these. So these are structure blocks. You just do slash give at s structure block, and then that'll give you this block. So what you do is I just have mine. So this is the size, just a 3 by 3, and then the offset. It's just however you want it to be. And then you want it on save to disk, because this is how you keep it in your world forever. Because if you leave on save to memory, if you have save to memory on and you leave the world, then you have to resave it because it won't stay saved. So this is tile 1, and then as you see tile 2, and so on and so forth. And then over here, this one is the first chest. So this is the first chest here. So this one's just the red sword, and here's tile chest 2, and then this is the diamond sword. So that's how you make these structures here, and then you don't need to load them with the structure block. All you have to do is just press save, and then that saves it. And let's get back to this. So I had to show you guys that just so you know how to load these structures. So tile equals 1. This is the first tile. It's executing on their position, and then you're going to do structure load. This is the tile 1, which is the green one, and then these tildes here. So the first tilde, if I go here, so if you look here, it says for the first tilde it's -1, which would be me what do you call it, walking to the right. So as you can see in the top left of my position, -183 for the first coordinate. As soon as I go to the right, kind of like what it is here, so -1. So if you see that, it's going in the negatives. And then if I go back, that 228 goes from that to 227. So these two are just -1. So now that spawns it in the top left of the armor stand, and the 2, that is for the Y coordinate. So that brings it. It starts at the feet of the armor stand. 1 will be at the torso, and 2 will be above its head. So it goes up 1, 2, and then it goes up 1, 2, and then 1 back, and then another block back, and then it spawns it in that corner. So that's what the tildes do. And so that's the first command here. And here's tile 2, and it's just the same thing. So you have to do is copy the scores, or just copy the command block and then change the scores and the name. Don't worry about that. That's just my phone. So this is tile equals 2, and load tile 2. Tile equals 3, load tile 3, and then tile equals 4, load tile 4. All right, and that's how you make all the tiles, and that's how you generate them. It's as simple as that. And now we'll get on to the next section. So what this is, whenever you're generating it, this is the same command as this one. So these two are the same ones. It's reset upper TI, which is just short for tile. And so all that does is remove these chests on top. So you can have this reset however you like, but that's just how I reset mine. So it's just filling that top area where the chests are air. So you can reset them basically, and this just resets the score tile chest 0. And then what this does is makes it so if previously when generated the scores were already applied to armor stands, then it resets the scores so it can be applied to different armor stands. And so that's what this one's for. The scoreboard sets the armor stand name equals tile at E, which is all of them, and then sets the tile chest score to 0. And then the next one here, this is the random. So this is randomizes it, and this is the @R. So this does a random armor stand. So it'll pick. I have C equals 3, which is count. So for example, you see 3 chests there. So if I generate it again, still 3 chests. If you don't want it to be 3 chests, all you have to do is change this C. So let's say I want it to be 6 chests instead. So you see 3, and now you see 6. So that's basically what that does. Is it allows you to change the amount of tiles chosen to be randomized for their score. And I just have 1 to 2 because I only have 2 chests that are chosen. And then this one is loading the chest, so I just do load, so executes on the tile, just tile chest equals 1, just like the tiles earlier with the scores. So instead of tile, you just do tile chest, and then instead of it being -1 to -1 for the tildes, it's just 3 after the second tilde, because for these, the going up 2 blocks would be right here, but since we want the chests to be on top of the tiles, we have to do 3 blocks up from the bottom of the feet of the armor stand. So that's what that would be. So that's basically what that does for this one, and then it just loads at 3 blocks above the where the armor stand is, and then loads the chest. And then the second one, does the same thing, only difference is tile chest equals 2, and then loads name tile chest 2. And there you have it, guys. That's really the simplest way you can make something randomly generated. You can apply this to whatever you like for a map. It really just depends on how you're making it. So I will potentially make another video explaining a more complex generation, showing my other map as an example of generation. But this is the simplest way. I made this in like 15 minutes. That's so easy it is. It's not really hard to learn. So if you're trying to make something randomly generated, this is the best option you can really do starting out, because it's super simple and easy to really, just learn for yourself. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please comment below, and that's it for the tutorial. Take care, guys.